All right, now we're up to the hips, as I just said. So we're going to, from here, get into a tabletop. Now, before you do that, a couple things. You might need something like a bench. I've got a bench right here, but I'm not going to bring it over. A pillow, a block, but certainly you want padding for one of your knees. So I'm going to put the padding behind me. I'm going to get into a tabletop. And then I'm going to swing. In this case, I'll start with my right. So this is an asymmetrical pose, right, left. Nice thing about asymmetrical poses, you can do it twice. You actually do it twice, and so one side can be longer than the other. And so my right leg is up and down, right next to my arm. It can even be ahead of it. If this leg falls out, don't worry about it. That's good. Take my left leg, I'm going to push it all the way back. And now you might already be like, I can't even do this. Fine, put a pillow here. Hold on to something. All right, so here we go. I've got myself, my back leg I'm actually opening up this hip, so an extension. I'm closing this joint, so that's flexion. And when you've got the knee bent, it moves the stretch a little bit up, a little bit deeper into the muscle. So this is a really nice pose. So we're gonna hold this for a little bit. Let me go ahead and start a timer. All right, now, wet noodle. We talk about, I wanna loosen through here. All right, I wanna loosen this entire area. Maybe I can loosen it, but notice I'm using this arm locked out. Got that arm locked out so that I can hold myself. There's very little effort here. But it took me months to get to the point where I could do that. So for the first several months, I used a pillow to hold my chest, and now I do not. Now, even though I've got my body sort of forward, play with it, maybe upright. When you're upright, your torso is pushing down more. And so if I had brought the bench in, I could do that. But here's another little trick. If you want just a little bit of that, pillow, and that deepens that quite a bit. A little bit awkward there, but there we go. The hips are interesting for lots of reasons. First of all, there's a whole bunch of muscles. So we're hitting a whole bunch of muscles. There's a bunch of ligaments, a bunch of really deep muscles going on here. So this is a really deep, intense pose. Also though, your body, your mind wants to protect this area of the body for the obvious reason that that's where your reproductive organs are. And so you have to also counteract evolution. And since I've got this pillow here, notice I'm gonna use it. Give my hip a little bit of protection. I'm gonna drop it a little bit lower. Then I'm gonna bring my elbow down and pet the chest. Petting an animal does tend to work on your parasympathetic system, doesn't it, Chesh? You're not bumping on me. You're totally invited to my stretches. Now, don't compare yourself to me. Don't compare yourself to anybody. I started doing these poses in January of 2022. And I've done them consistently since then, except for a 6-month hiatus at the end of 2022 when I ripped a muscle. And I can assure you that I was nowhere near where I am now. So my hip flexor on my left is pretty much angry. And that's it, that's time. Okay, so now to get out of this, I'm gonna first get my hands underneath me and then just push back a little bit, relax my front leg, might curl my toes under, and I'm gonna pull my legs back with my hands. Now again, I don't want to use the muscles that I'm stretching until I get them sort of back into a neutral position. So for example, neutral position, great, now my muscles are fine. And you know, I don't know, maybe that's unique to me, but that's my experience in any of these poses. You know, once I get past up to 3 minutes or beyond. If I don't go out of them slowly, I'm going to probably tear a muscle. Okay, now, same thing, left side. So I'm going to swing my left foot up to my left hand. Again, this can be either straight up and down, or can even be forward. Rotate the foot out 45 degrees. This can fall out, not fall out. And then I'm going to slide my right foot all the way back, back, back. I'm going to point my toes. So just like in hero pose earlier when we were plantar or pointing our toes. So plantar flexion, dorsiflexion coming back. So in plantar flexion, I'm getting a nice stretch here in the ankle. Okay. It's not how it looks, it's how it feels. That pillow just made the stretch in my left thigh 4 times nicer, and on my right hip flexor also nicer. So use props. If you use a prop to get balance, bonus. Okay, I'm really just going to try to let my hips drop now. Now I did not start a timer, so tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to I know about how long it's been. I'm going to guess it's been about 1.5 minutes. That's my mistake. Oh well. Alright. Do 1 more minute to finish this one out. Now, as it turns out, if I happen to have gone longer, that's kind of one of the bonuses of asymmetrical poses. You can go longer. 1, 2. I don't have any idea if you know which side you're tighter on, but if it happens to be the left side, that's great. If not, do the right side again for another couple minutes. Even though in general I wouldn't recommend doing reps. It just kind of defeats the purpose. But maybe next time do it longer. Okay, now to come out of this, push your hands under your chest here, and then push back, and maybe let your foot slide, but don't use the muscles. Now that I'm back a little bit, I can now use the muscle. So just let's come back a little bit for me. All right, finally, to round out this and let's integrate that, what I want you to do is go back to sort of a sitting position like this. Now, if you need to, that's absolutely fine. But the sitting is not the point. Well, take your hands, and if you can, put them behind your back and interlace your hands. In the middle of 2015, I couldn't do that. So then what I want you to, now if you can't, by the way, I haven't got my cord, but a cord, a towel, I wouldn't do that, but because I think he might not like that. But hands together, and then what I want you to do is I want you to pinch your shoulders. And even if you can't get your hands together, just pinch your shoulders like that. And actually, if you're going to do that, externally rotate, lateral rotation of both hands. That's fine. And then look up and push your breastbone up. Now I'm going to go ahead and interlace my hands. I'm going to pull back and do the same thing. All right, now let's go ahead and do one more pose in this group, and this is going to be butterfly. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this without any props, but a really good prop is a pillow, for example, to raise you up so you can bend more easily over. Bring your feet together. If this is what your knees do, great. That's what your knees do. Look at some of the posts, look at some of the related stuff you can do while sitting, and you can work on this. But now I'm going to fold forward and just sort of drop and melt into my feet. Now how far are my feet? 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'm at 4.5. That's pretty good. If you need 5, go for it. I'm not going to bring them back just a little bit, and that just deepens the pose a little bit. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start a timer. Now I'm getting a bit of a cramp in my right foot, so I'm going to go ahead and, let's see. Just going to hold my toe back for a second. That seems to be taking care of it. So this is really nice. Stretches your lower back. You might feel some stretch there. I suspect you will. If you feel tension in your lower back, a good trick you can use in most poses is called blockhead. So let's see, you're up here. Blockhead. Okay, sorry. Don't hurt the chest. I'm used a little bit better than that. So blockhead, what that does is it gives you a point to sort of relax into, and that tends to take some pressure off of your lower back. So here we go. I'll do this. I'll hold it. And now I don't feel anything in my lower back. So I'm going to go ahead and lean forward a little bit. Relax into here. Now I'm also getting my glutes. My glutes are getting a nice stretch here. More on my left than my right because I'm tighter there, the less so on my hamstrings on my left side. Breathe to relax. It's okay to make adjustments throughout. Try not to go in and out of the pose though, because you're sending mixed signals to your nervous system. That's why we don't want to do reps. If you have to, that's fine. It's better to go in and out than to hurt yourself. And in all cases, if it's pain, pull out slowly. If you can point to it, it's at a point on your arch of your foot, maybe you need to do something about that, like I just did with my toe. If it's an area like your entire kneecap, that's more like pressure pain, monitor it, pay attention to it. It shouldn't be painful, but it might be pressureful and somewhat discomforting. And you're now telling your autonomic system, hey, I'm okay with that. And slowly over time, you will actually grow. Your kneecaps will get stronger and more resilient because you're training your body to say, this is normal. The body's response is, oh, that's normal? I'm going to build that up. You do this over time consistently, your body reconforms and reconfigures itself to how you were using it. And how I'm using my body is in a way that I don't have pain most of the time. Alright, now to come out of this, I'm going to push with my hands. I'm not going to use my back at all. Slowly come out. And then I'm going to bring my legs together. That might be a little painful. That's fine. And then just lean back. Put your hands behind you, fingers pointing. Let's see. Let's go fingers pointing away from you. So fingers pointing away. And then just roll back and lift up a little bit. And then down. And then up. And down. Just very gentle. Okay, great. We're ready to move on to the final